Hey, what's up? How are you? I am so glad that you could join me for this very special video. Um, yeah, I've been pretty loud about that. I managed to surpass 100 subscribers, which is pretty crazy in this short amount of time. Especially for like me, because I never really have done content creation in any sort of capacity. Sure, I've been when I was 14, 15, something like that, or 16, something like that. Um, I did a little bit of recording gameplay and uploading it. It wasn't really content creation. It was more it was more disorganized recordings of me and my friend just playing Overwatch and uploading that and calling that content. Um, but yeah, I now I feel like I'm actually doing something, creating something, and I never would have thought that I would get such a good such good feedback, in the form of so many people commenting and liking and of course subscribing. Um, Especially because this is more like a hobby than anything. I don't really intend to make any or gain anything except fun from this. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos, even though they're pretty sparse. Where I take a little bit of time to get myself to record something, because again, ADHD and whatnot, and motivation is always a thing. However, whenever I do record and upload and see all the really, really nice feedback and really nice words, I have a lot of fun just doing that and seeing what people think. Just help a few people um, sleep better, relax better, uh, but also focus better, I guess, because usually when I listen to ASMR personally, um, I use it more to focus, to have this sort of background noise that's more than just white noise, um, but also not so demanding for my brain that I need to use my brain to understand what is happening. I just it's not white noise, but it's also not too demanding, which I like about ASMR. It's great content to just turn your brain off to. However, okay, some people might also turn their brain off to this video, and everyone is more than free to do so. However, since this is such a special occasion, and I was way too lazy to make any good subscriber special, I took the easy way out and kind of asked you all to send me some questions so I can do a little bit of a Q&A. Not it's not gonna be a huge Q&A with 20 questions or something. But still a little bit about me, about myself, about the channel. So yeah, I got a few things prepared here. Obviously, I also promised a few tappy noises. while doing this. Obviously I will be like probably switching, taking turns between the two, because I don't know if like tapping and talking at the same time is going to remove from each other. You know, when I tap too much, you can't understand me, or when I talk too much, you can't really immerse yourself in the taps. So, you know, I'm currently holding my phone because I'll be reading the questions off of this. But I also have a few other things prepared. I got my nice tarot card deck here that I got from Spencer's, even though I'm from Germany. But you know, when I visited, I visited America last year, and we went to a Spencer's, so I could like immerse myself in the I don't know how to really like describe it, but like I'm immerse myself in like the American way of life by going into a Spencer's, aka the store for spicy brain people like me, and and gay people. I don't know how to describe it. It's pretty funny though. It was a lot of fun in there. We saw penis candy, which was very interesting. But yeah, I also got this tarot card deck. I found it very, very pretty because like it has like shiny foil on it, so all the cards are like or reflect like a rainbow pattern when there's like light shining on them, which is like so fucking cool. They're called Tarot Cards Prism Edition by Spencer's, and yeah, they're basically foil cards, or cards with foil in them, and they like reflect light and rainbow stuff. It's really cool. The cards are very pretty. But anyways, I'm gonna start reading a few questions, and then I'm gonna go over and do a little bit of tapping, or maybe I'll do like one of the lesser offensive tappings while, you know, reading the questions and answering them. I got my wallet here as well, made of leather. I don't know if it's faux leather or actual leather, but no, it's real leather. You can smell that. But I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can like really hear it, but I think it's still gonna be like a nice addition to just reading and talking. But you know, in between a few questions, I'll probably do some tapping on my phone and the tarot cards. So be prepared for a little bit more louder taps too. But yeah, all right. How long have I been talking? I've been talking for 9 minutes already. You probably don't even care about all the things that I just said and just want me to answer the goddamn fucking questions already. Yeah, so hold on. So I did also post my community post in a few servers to, like, you know, shamelessly advertise my channel in different people's communities, as one does. So first off, I got a few questions from Discord, and later on I'll be switching to the YouTube comments. Anyways, all right. The first question is by Nico. How convenient that that's also their name. Um, it's by Nico from Nico's Nifty Noises. They're a really cool person, by the way. Their question is my opinion on the color purple, which they expressed their worries after the question, that I hopefully, or that they're worried that I might not like the color, or they hope that I like the color. Um, it's a bit of a silly question to start it off, but I like it. Yeah, I do like the color purple. It is a very, very pretty color, very beautiful color. Um, yeah, if my favorite color wasn't blue, it would honestly be purple, because purple to me is just like, blue with a little bit of red in it. Um, which I'm a fucking idiot. No, but it's a very pretty color. I do like to incorporate it in like creative things that I do. When I do like builds in Minecraft, or um, anything else, really like drawing or whatever. I do like incorporating purple, and I also do like seeing art on like social media when there's like purple in it, and it's like the main color. It's like it's a very pretty color. Um, yeah, it's a pretty color, very noble looking color. Um, Next question is also by Nico, because he actually um, uh, asked a double whammy here, or asked me a combo question. Also, my favorite fish. Um, I am not a marine biologist, so I don't know a lot of fish. The only like fish that I really know are from Finding Nemo, and I don't even know the real names of those either, except like clownfish. Most other fish species I know from Minecraft. Um, I don't know many other fish. I know the mackerel. What else? The blowfish, cod, salmon, so on. But I think my favorite fish, or I think group of fish, has to be sharks, specifically like tiger sharks, or whale sharks. Lemon sharks are also pretty cute. But yeah, as like a group, I guess sharks are my favorite fish. Mostly because I also have a unique love for furries with shark sonas, any kind of shark sona. I love shark sonas. I love anther sharks so much. And I love just looking at them. They're so, I mean, being gay, they're really, really hot. But they're also like so pretty, and I love the concept of like sharks with like arms and legs, and they like walk around, and they do like still do like shark shit. It's so cool. But yeah, I really like shark sonas. So in turn, sharks, I would say, are my favorite fish. Yeah. yeah, those are the first two questions by Nico. Thank you very much for asking them. Um, oh, right. Uh, I saw this question before or already, but Dark Cameron Mac, also from Discord, asks, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? And that is a great question. And I literally have no idea. Um, I will Google it. I'm being it's such a stupid question. No, no, okay, that sounds mean, but like it's such a silly question, and now I'm curious. Um, so uh, let's see, unladen swallow top speed. Let me see. Let's see. What is this? So the air. Okay. The airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow, European in parentheses, is something like 20.1 miles per hour or 32.4 kilometers per hour. But, however, some have been clocked at 46 miles an hour, aka 74 kilometers per hour, in the past. That is really interesting, and I will continue to remember this fact for the next 20 minutes until I'll probably forget it again. But there you go. The top speed, or not the top speed, but the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow is. I already forgot it again. I already forgot it again. I closed the tab on my browser, and I immediately, it's like I closed the information out of my brain as well. Like as soon as I clicked on the close button. Let's see. That is it for now, or that is it for the Discord questions. However, there is a lot more questions on YouTube on my post asking everyone to please ask me a question. I was begging, I was groveling at at everyone's feet to ask me questions, everyone's paws, to ask me questions, and luckily, a few people did. So I'm just gonna go on here. Whoops! I'm gonna go on my channel page, community, and there we go. There's the cool thing. It's 11 questions. It's not like the reach of, like, I don't know, like a giant YouTuber, but I don't need that reach. 11 people asking me questions is already 10% of all the people that have subscribed to me, which is, more than enough. And I am very happy that people even bothered to ask me questions. Given that I find myself to be a kind of uninteresting personality, but apparently I'm still interesting enough for these kind of people to ask me something. Anyways, let's see. Nathaniel Wycliffe 7723 asks, why did you choose a Protogen as your Sona? That is actually an immensely interesting question, because there's a little bit of lore regarding, like, how I became a furry, and how everything came to be as it is now. I used to order my very first Sona um, wasn't a Protogen. I became a furry like 7 years ago in 2017. Um, my very first Sona was an Inkling. I was 14 at the time. Thought that an Inkling would be pretty nice. Because I also like the character design. I like the character concept. Never in my life have I ever like touched a Splatoon game. I have yet to touch one. Yet to touch a Splatoon game. I've literally never touched one before. All I ever know about the game, or everything I know about the game, is from the gameplay of others and the wiki. I have never once played Splatoon. But anyways, my first Sona was an Inkling, which was a choice I made because a friend of mine also had an Inkling as their Sona, and I found that pretty cool, and I wanted one for myself. So I made one. I called him Magi. Um, a few of my friends would still remember that name, but yeah, I made an Inkling. I was pretty happy with it for like a few years, but eventually I came to realize that it wasn't representing me as I would have liked it to. It was from a game that I never played, from a company that I disliked, and overall it was just like, it wasn't my favorite animal either. I mean, Protogens aren't animals, but I digress. It wasn't my favorite animal either. Squids. And me slowly growing up and coming of age and stuff. I realized that canonically Inklings are always supposed to be 14 years old, so it made sense being 14, 15 years old. But when I was like 16, I eventually decided that I needed to make a new OC or Sona that represents me better and makes me also makes me happier, to role play as and act as, but also immerse myself into. And it wasn't really a long decision, or it was the decision making was very long. Like, I didn't like sit down and think and for like hours on end, and like threw like a bunch of crumpled paper into a paper bin and was like in one of those like montages where it's like this character is thinking really really hard right now. No, it wasn't really a long decision making process. At the time where I was thinking of making a new OC, Protogens were just made, or like created as a species, and I kind of stumbled across them and I was like, hey, those look pretty cool. They look a little bit, they have a few like fox-like features which I really like, but they're also like super fluffy. But I also like technology, so they're tech a little bit. But you also could like have like a screen for a face, and that's like really fucking cool. It was really cool at the time. Still is. And yeah, I immediately fell in love with the species. Like, as soon as I laid eyes upon them, I wanted to be a Protogen. So I brainstormed a few ideas. I wanted to see like what colors fit me best, and what colors did I like best, and what color combination wouldn't assault your fucking eyes and make you bleed. So eventually, I settled with a bright neon cyan Protogen with like similar colors all around, like a little bit darker cyan on like the thighs and the claws, and ears and whatnot, but then also a green LED panels and face. Because first of all, it fits with the cyan, but also cyan became my new favorite color at the time. Currently, it's my number two. Cyan is my number two. My number one is probably blue. Green used to be my favorite color as like a small child. I don't know why I've changed favorite colors so much in my lifetime. But yeah, it used to be green when I was little. Changed to cyan, and then now it's blue. So kind of my preferences went, gradually towards bluish blue. So yeah, I would rank them. Blue is my favorite color, number one. Cyan is my number two. Green is my number three, and I would say purple is my number four. Is my fourth choice. It's definitely up there. But yeah, it was like my Protogen was a combination of my favorite colors and so on. So yeah, I immediately fell in love with the species, and that's why I'm a Protogen. The reason why I'm a Protogen was like 10% of the entire answer that I just given, but I like talking about the lore behind my characters, or like the meta lore, the lore behind the creation, and like what I did before Nico was even a thing, because I've been a furry for longer than I have had Nico. But yeah, that's it. And that was a very long question, so I'm gonna give you some tappies to digest that input, that info a little bit. Yeah. So on to the next questions. I promise this isn't gonna drag out fucking eons, because I keep tapping between singular questions. I'm gonna do do a few easy ones here. Let's see. Ooh, this one's nice. Cats or dogs? I have two dogs. I have one little orange guy called Paco. He's a Havanese dog. They're really small but very intelligent dogs, but they're super super fluffy. Their fur is so soft and so fluffy, and it's honestly such a nice feeling to pet them. And the other one is called Diego. He's a Block Maltese Shih Tzu mix. He looks basically the same as Paco, except he's a little bit bigger because I'm pretty sure Maltese dogs, despite the similar look, are a little bit bigger. So I think he got that from that part of the family. Paco was bred, but Diego is a rescue dog that we got from an animal shelter over in Portugal. Because we got Paco first, and we wanted to like give him a little friend, but we also wanted a second dog because like we just we like the idea of having two dogs instead of just one. So yeah, we instead of going the easy route again and getting a bred dog again, we wanted to do a little bit good too and got a rescue dog from a rescue shelter. And yeah, that's where Diego came from. He came all the way over from Portugal, little guy. But yeah, cats or dogs. Since I own dogs, there's a sort of obligation to my little babies, my little fluffy babies, to say dogs. However, I am also a big fan of cats. So there isn't really an either or for me because I like both of them very, very much. Dogs are a lot more fun to play with and to cuddle with. And cats are also very fun to cuddle with should they let you. They're also very fluffy and have very soft fur. They have like a very unique fur that makes it also very nice to pet. But cats, also are easier, not easy, but easier to take care of from like what I've seen, given that they're pretty autonomous. They're very independent, so they don't constantly need your attention to live. If you just give them food and water and like a place to like shit in the house, then they'll be completely fine. They don't need to like take your cat out for a walk. You don't need to like do that every day, thrice a day basically, or twice a day depending on like the needs of your dog. You don't need to do that with a cat. You can just like put a thing in your house and it's gonna shit there, and it's also gonna get enough movement because they're a lot more dexterous, so they just jump up over, everywhere, and if they need to move or want to move, they do. So yeah, both have perks, and I think I like both of them. I like dogs a little bit more. I owe that to my little fluffer babies. But it would be a hard choice if I had to choose between the two at gunpoint. Alright. Next question, which is once again, I didn't say the person. I didn't tell you the name of the person that asked me. Whiskey the Derg. They asked the question, cats or dogs, and they asked it. Next question is by my dear friend Umbri SR8933. Opinion on Sabrina Carpenter, in parentheses, very important. I looked her up before this video, before recording this, or well, not immediately before recording this, but a few days ago I looked her up, and I already forgot most of the stuff that I looked at and read about her. She has something to do with like a Carpenter brand. Hold on, I'm gonna look at this again, cause now I'm curious again. What was her name again? Sabrina Carpenter. Let me just put that in the Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Alright, so Sabrina Carpenter, American singer and actress, starring on the Disney Channel series Girl Meets World, and released her debut single Can't Blame a Girl for Trying. Right. I looked at her Wikipedia. She's a very pretty woman. She's I guess good at singing. I've not listened to any of her songs. I was not interested enough in her to listen to her songs. However, she seems to be a very successful woman in like the things she does. And I commend her for that. I am happy for her that she is as successful as she is. Seems like a sweet woman as well, given that she signed a deal with Nickelodeon and basically became a children's children's entertainer. Let's see. What else has she done? A supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. Well, that's nice. That is nice. I don't know much about her, but she seems to be a successful woman, so I commend her for that. I am sure that a lot of people are her fan, or a lot of people like her, unless there's like some horrible decrepit thing that she did that I'm not aware of that completely dragged her career through the mud. However, as it stands, I like her from this very superficial look like into her life. Let's see here. Yuri Thorngage 2163 asks, how much do you love Protogens? This is obviously very nice of Yuri to throw me such a softball question, so I can just ramble on about Protogens a little bit more. I really, really love Protogens. They are my favorite species at the moment, and have been for ever since I made Nico, my Sona. They are my favorite species. I love them very, very much. I love looking at them. A lot of people say they look basic, which I don't really agree with, because sure, some people don't really do much with their designs, and it's basically just a Protogen but with a color swap, which obviously completely valid. I have nothing against people keeping it simple. My Protogen is simple. My Protogen's my Protogen's most special thing, or the most special thing about my Protogen design is literally that he has 2 horns and 4 ears. That is the most special thing about my Protogen. Everything else is pretty much just the same as the generic Protogen, you could say. Simple, and keeping it simple and having a mostly default Protogen is completely valid. However, I don't agree with the fact that Protogens are basic, given that there's so much things you can do with Protogens. You can do anything with any. Yeah, you can pretty much do anything with everything. Everything that exists, you can do something new with it, and I like that. especially with like furry species, foxes, cats, dogs, whatever. You can just do whatever with them. And same with protogens, honestly. You can just put any, like, animal species, put a visor on it, put like shoulder and thigh panels on it, and call it a protogen. Because that's basically what a protogen is. Sure, there's like people who really want to define protogens as this and that, but I think a protogen is, just a visor at this point. The visor is basically the the signature feature of a protogen. The visor. Um, Shoulder panels and thigh panels as well as having unique claws as well. But the visor is the most easily recognizable. Like, you see a protogen visor, it's a protogen. It's nothing else. So you can just put a dog there, or you could put a cat there, put a weasel there, for all I care. Put a visor on it. It's a protogen. It's a protogen. There's nothing generic or something about like protogens when you can just like put anything there and put a visor on it, and it's a protogen. Obviously, it should still be in the style of a protogen visor. If you just put a TV head on it, or just put like an iPad screen on it, that is hard to define as a protogen, even though when someone wants to identify as a protogen, they should do as they please. But yeah, it's hard to define a protogen if it's not like that distinct look. I've seen protogens with cardboard cutouts, instead of like drawn on like cardboard boxes, like a protogen face drawn on it, and that's like their face. Obviously that's still a protogen, even though it's not a visor, but it represents the visor. It's the visor still. So yeah, it's a protogen. I love that they're so unique. I love that they're a nice twist on like the futuristic, like techie, like furry species. Because like usually with like furry species like that, you have like either like synths, like they're like 100% robots. They're just robots, or other like robot species. But I like protogens especially because they're still a majority organic, biological. They're still 60% flesh, blood, organs, brain, whatever, and 40% just technology, mechanical. And I like that. I like that ratio. I like the fact that they are more organic than they are robot. And so I still feel it makes me feel more connected to them, that they're still more organic. But I also feel more connected to them because they're just like the ideal body that I would like to possess if I were to transform into any furry species. Yeah, I really, really love protogens. All right. Let's see. Um, uh, Milo Chill HV or I don't know. Milo Chill ASMR. I unfortunately do not know how to pronounce your name. You probably like said your own name somewhere in your videos, but I probably missed that. I'm gonna call you Milo. Milo asked, "This may be a simple question, but what is your favorite dessert?" And that is a funny story actually. A few days ago, my mom made strawberry yogurt from scratch, and I was going to, when I was like at the time I was thinking of recording back then, and like I was thinking of like how I could answer some of the questions, and I was gonna say strawberry yogurt because I love strawberries. I love yogurt. The two combined are just perfect. However, a day after she made the strawberry yogurt, she made chocolate banana bread, and I have never changed my opinion of something or my opinion of my favorite dessert faster than I have in the moment that I bit into that banana bread. I knew how it tasted before, I knew that it existed, but the taste of banana bread being fresh in my mouth at that point, or being fresh in my mouth again, reminded me of just how fucking amazing banana bread is. And I changed my mind immediately. So, to answer your question, Milo, banana bread is my favorite dessert. It is so tasty, it is so fucking good. And honestly, if I had to eat one food for the rest of my life, it would be banana bread. And if I couldn't choose banana bread, I would choose strawberry yogurt. That would be my second choice. Alright. Wow. We are almost halfway through. That's crazy. And I've been talking for almost 50 minutes already. Christ. How do I manage to do this? Some people make like 20 minutes videos tops because they like get exhausted after making these videos. But I just keep talking and talking, and I never tire from talking. I guess I just like have so much fun talking. It is a lot of fun talking to you guys, and getting the chance to relax you a little bit for whatever task it is that you want to do. Sleeping, homework, work, regular work, or just, chilling and needing some background noise. Let's see. So I answered that question. Let's see. It's Zorny8526 asks, what inspired you to doing ASMR? And consequently, what is your favorite trigger? I started doing ASMR honestly because I just wanted a creative outlet. I always wanted one. I always wanted a creative outlet that I could bring into the world. I've tried it before, like I said before, with my friend and I, like recording Overwatch gameplay, like disorganized Overwatch gameplay, and uploading that to YouTube, calling that content. I tried doing that, but that wasn't really my calling because I liked playing games for the fun of it, and not because I gotta record something this time. So that fell through pretty quickly. I tried drawing, but I very quickly realized that I did not have the passion and dedication to really learn the craft. Still today, I envy people who can draw and have the willpower to keep going, even through the problem with being overly critical of one's own works. Because I know a lot of artists have that problem, and I know I had that problem where every single line that I drew was suboptimal, and I could never be satisfied with the thing that I'd made. So very, very quickly I realized that that's also probably not for me. What else? I wanted to do music. I actually have an electric guitar in my room right now. I'm looking at it. Unfortunately, it has been demoted to dust catcher currently. I still want to learn it. That dedication, or that motivation to learning it hasn't passed like drawing has. because I still want to do music at some point. I love music. Music is like a big part of my life, my everyday life. So I still want to do music. Still want to do like either guitar or do other things. But yeah, that is currently on hold indefinitely. What else? Honestly, that's kind of it with like the creative outlets that I tried before doing ASMR. I tried. Oh right, no, I tried streaming too. Instead of recording videos and recording gameplay videos and uploading them, I had more fun streaming instead. I still would have more fun streaming, honestly, than recording videos and uploading them in terms of gameplay. Because I also like the live viewer interaction. At the time that I tried streaming, obviously I didn't just take off because there's a million other furry streamers out there and it's a very competitive space. It's not like it's not a space where you just like start doing shit and it just sticks. You have to set yourself apart, and I hadn't yet found the formula for that. So mostly my friends just joined for my streams, which obviously I love that. I loved my friends being supportive, and it was also just fun interacting with my friends in that kind of way. But yeah, I tried streaming. I might try it still in the future, because I didn't really lose the motivation or the enjoyment I got out of streaming. It's just that again, I lost motivation and I never got back to it since then. But yeah, this brings me to ASMR because ASMR was my fourth choice. Fourth? Wait, so first off, I did gameplay videos. Then I did drawing, then I did music, then I did streaming. Fifth. It's my fifth choice. My fifth choice. My fifth choice was or is ASMR now. First of all, because I really, really enjoy ASMR for myself. I like listening to it. Whenever I do like things on the PC or whatever, I like listening to ASMR because first of all, it's soothing. It alleviates some stress that results from working. But ASMR also seems to just be a fun thing to do. Like I see like a lot of people do ASMR and have so much fun doing it. And I wanted in on the fun. I wanted in on the fun. I wanted to see like how fun it would be for me. But I also found that ASMR would be a good way to train my speaking, but also train my voice. Because I'm a very introverted person usually. I don't talk very much unless it's with friends. So I'm doing this ASMR thing as a hobby, mostly out of enjoyment because I want to do it, but also because as a byproduct I get to train my voice and my speaking a little bit, and my speaking to people that I don't know, speaking to strangers. And as for the question of what my favorite trigger is, that probably has to be really up close whispering and mic blowing. Probably those two, or they're pretty much or almost or they work very well in tandem. They work very well together because if if you're really, really close and you start whispering very, very up close, you know, like the air puffs that come out of my mouth while whispering. That's basically mic blowing, right? So yeah, I really, really love up close whispering, and they're my favorite videos. Like every single ASMR artist that I watch that has one of these like up close whispering videos, it just has to be one. It doesn't have to be many. It just has to be one. If there's one up close whispering video, that is probably the video that I will be watching the most. It's just my absolute favorite trigger to just have a person like really, really close to me, and whisper into my ear and like blow into the mic gently. I hope that sounds good. You know, I got my pop filter, so I could do things like that, up close whispering and mic blowing. So I wouldn't get like horrible peaks when I, say P, and like there's a lot of air that I exhale when I say that letter. I don't want these peaks. So I got a pop filter so I could do this sort of stuff, and I am so excited to do that in the future. But yeah, that is my favorite trigger. So yeah, that I hope that answers the question. Thank you very much for asking that. All right, let's see. What other questions have we left open? So we've answered that question. Answered that question. Oh, this is a great question. This is an awesome question. Question by Amaranth621 asks, what's a movie that changed your life, and what is your top 5? A movie that changed my life, probably also my favorite movie, is it's an Italian movie called Life is Beautiful, or in the original Italian title, La Vita è Bella. That is my all-time favorite movie, and I probably revisit the movie at least twice every year, because it's just such a beautiful movie and I love watching it every time. It follows the story of a Jewish man in fascist Italy, and and the first half of the movie is him just like goofing off. Like the first half of the movie is pretty much just him doing like funny things like troll Nazis and go around doing funny stuff and goofing around. And he works for his uncle, um, as a butler in no sorry not as a butler, as a waiter in his restaurant. And over the movie you can like see the fascist ideology and the subsequent anti-Semitism. You can like see it like slowly materialize in front of everyone in Italy. You know, like at the first few scenes, there's not really much anti-Semitism and fascism, apart from one very funny scene at the very beginning, where he's like driving through a town where supposedly Mussolini should have come through, and he accidentally in his car drives through like a mass of people that are like really waiting for him, and he's like telling them to go out the way and like waving his hand, and the hand looks like the Hitler salute, and everyone is ecstatic because everyone mistakes him for Mussolini. and he's so confused that people are like not going out of the way and just cheering him on, because he didn't realize that, you know, Mussolini should be there and be greeted, instead of him, and everyone just mistakes him as Mussolini. It's a very funny scene. It's a very start of the movie, but that is like the very first time you see like the fascists take hold. But there's not really like, you know, any anti-Semitism. But eventually, you know, as he works as a waiter, a horse that his uncle owns is graffitied to read. I think they write Jewish horse on it and paint it green, and like, you know, try to like shame the uncle and the guy for being Jewish. Yeah, so you can see like slowly the fascist ideology like materialize and fester. That's like the first half of the movie. It's like, you know, the looming approach of fascist ideology, and him more or less just goofing off. The fascist ideology is basically like a subplot. You know, the main plot is just him being there and being a goofball, and like you can see in the background like more fascist ideology materializing. That is more like a subplot. However, the second half of the movie, that's where the fascism becomes the main plot, because that's where first of all he gets he has a child with a woman that he like rizzes up in the first half of the movie, and they get married and they have a child. And yeah, the second half is the guy, now father, and his little son. I think he's like 5 years old at the time, or like 6 years old, something like that. They get deported. They get rounded up by the Nazis, put into a train, and they get deported to a I don't know if the concentration camp that they get deported to is like a real place. However, they get deported to a concentration camp because, of course, they are Jewish. So does his uncle. So they're, you know, all three of them get deported for being Jewish. The wife, however, is not Jewish. So she does not get deported. At least she is not set to be deported. However, you know, her being madly in love with the guy that just got deported also insists that she got on the train and gets deported so she could at least be with him in the concentration camp, which is obviously also really, really romantic. And, you know, in the second half, when they arrive in the concentration camp, The guy is still a big goofball. However, he is not a goofball because he wants to be a goofball. Or he is not a goofball for himself anymore, but he is a goofball for his son because he does not want his son to realize the horrible situation that they are in. Being in a concentration camp. He does not want his son to have to grasp the reality that they're going to be killed eventually or worked to death in this camp. He knew what a concentration camp was, but he didn't want his son to know. So what happens is he acts like they're just being transported to a game show, or not a game show, but like a game, it's like a camp where they're playing a game. It's not a concentration camp. It's just a regular camp that they get transported to for the boy's birthday, and they just play a game, collect points, and those who collect the most points at the end get a real life tank. And it's just an incredibly, like, the first half is very funny, and the second half honestly is also funny despite the horrible situation that they're in a concentration camp. But it's still funny because you still see him being a goofball even in the face of like this horrible and disgusting situation that they're in. He's still being a goofball, and you cannot help but just laugh with him and laugh with the son, because he manages, the actor that plays the main character is also the filmmaker. It's also the maker of the film. He wrote the script and he was the director, and he manages to tell jokes in a concentration camp while being in a concentration camp without ridiculing or without trivializing the situation at hand. So you can still laugh, still with the full awareness where they are right now and what situation they are in. And I find that to be a very impressive feat, first of all, but also it's in a way even more tragic, that he has to shield his son from the harsh reality or the horrible, I don't even know how to describe the experience of being in a concentration, the horrendous, the horrible reality that they're in a concentration camp. So yeah, he shields his son from that, and he continues on with that, and they keep collecting imaginary points, and he continues to be a goofball despite the harsh realities and him having to work like horrible jobs. Like in one scene, he's seen carrying an anvil up some stairs, and it's like fucking awful because an anvil is obviously super heavy, and he has to carry like multiple up the stairs, and it's fucking crazy. So yeah, it's a very interesting movie, and I don't want to spoil the ending because I'm not going to say anything about the ending. I'm not going to say if it's tragic or if it's happy or if it's like a great super joyful ending or a super tragic ending. The ending is very impactful though, and I think that I cannot recommend the movie enough. I think that it is an incredible, amazing, and most of all mostly family friendly anti-war and anti-fascist movie about the horrors that took place in World War II, specifically pertaining to the deportation of quote-unquote undesirables. And it puts a comedic, tragic twist on it that works so well, and that the director and actor rightfully got an award for in Italy, because first of all, his performance is magnificent. He is an immensely good actor, but also, the movie itself, like the story and the plots and the characters, they're just it's such a great movie. And I think it was made in the 80s or 90s. It came around that time. It's still holding up so well, because there's no outdated jokes, there's no outdated anything. It is all it is a timeless movie, and it's an amazing movie, and it's a stunning movie, and I cannot recommend the movie enough. The best experience you can have is to watch the movie in its original form in Italian and have English subtitles. That is the best experience you can have. I don't even know if there is a English dub for the movie. I know there's a German one, but I don't know if there's an English dub for the movie. I think you are actually forced to watch it in Italian and read in English. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's a crazy great movie. So yeah, that is now pertaining to my top 5 movies. That is easily number 1. Easily, that will always be my number 1. It is such a beautiful movie. It made me cry at times. It made me laugh at times. It's not a roller coaster of emotions, because every single scene has some sort of build up, so you know that what's coming will evoke a certain emotion. However, it's not an emotional roller coaster, but you still feel every single emotion in that movie. It's a feeling of beauty, it's a feeling of joy, it's a feeling of happiness, but also a feeling of tragedy. There's tragedy in it, there's sadness in it, there's horrible things that happen, and sad things that happen, but also appalling things that happen, of course. And yeah, it's a crazy great movie. It's a crazy good movie. You really should watch it. Life is Beautiful. La Vita è Bella. That is my number 1. My number 2 is is quite the different genre. Still comedy, but it is complete nonsense. Zoolander. I watched Zoolander and I just love the movie. It is I don't even care. The movie has average to better than average reviews, but I don't really fucking care about the reviews. Reviews suck, and critics are just snobs trying to make a living out of giving you opinions to regurgitate. I hate critics with a burning passion. So to me, Zoolander is a great movie because it's a movie that does not take itself seriously. And those movies are my absolute fucking favorite movies. I love movies that don't take themselves seriously. They're just there to goof off, tell jokes, and be funny. And, Zoolander succeeds in all of those. It has a clear premise. It has a batshit insane plot. And the characters are all insufferable, but in a funny way. And I love that movie. I'm not gonna retell the plot of every movie that I'm gonna list here. Mostly for Zoolander, also because the plot is so crazy that if I had to explain if I had to explain the plot, I would be here for another hour, because the plot is just so stupid, but it's so like it's so zigzag. The plot is so zigzag. Like everything matters in the plot, but also at the same time it doesn't. And it's so stupid. But yeah, it's a funny movie. It's one of my favorite movies. My number two. Number three is an awful movie, or one that has like really bad reviews, which is Willy's Wonderland. It is my third favorite movie. Not because it does like anything groundbreaking, but simply because it has Nicolas Cage in it. He does not say anything. He has no lines in the entire movie, and all he fucking does is go into into a knockoff Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria and beat the shit out of the fucking animatronics, all while saying literally nothing. And there's just the common movie trope of horny teens just getting slaughtered, but in the midst of like the teenagers getting slaughtered, like the horny teenagers getting slaughtered, there's just there's just Nicolas Cage saying nothing, drinking soda, and just beating the absolute ever loving shit out of these animatronics, these robots. And again, it's a movie that does not take itself seriously. I don't think it does. I don't think it takes itself seriously. I don't know the exact intention of the producers of the show. I don't know if they like really wanted to make a serious movie. The movie isn't serious. The movie is pretty funny. Like, I'm pretty sure they know it's funny and made it like have comedic timing and comedic like relief on purpose. But I don't know if they actually took the movie seriously or not. Personally, I don't think it took itself seriously. I think that it knows it is bad and it doesn't want to be good. It knows it's bad and it embraces that. It doesn't take itself seriously. And, again, that's like my favorite kind of movie. Fourth and fifth place, I would need to think, because unfortunately, I don't watch that many movies. I would say fourth favorite movie is The Cat Returns by Studio Ghibli. Simply because I am also a Studio Ghibli fan, and I would feel ashamed if I didn't put at least one movie in my top five. And I think The Cat Returns is a solid movie, is a solid pick to put in top four, because not only is it one of the most beautiful ones of the movies, it doesn't have like this like grandiose plot or grandiose world building that other ones have, like The Island in the Sky, I think it's called. Hold on, I'm actually going to Google the name. I'm not quite sure if The Island in the Sky is the correct title. No, it is not. It seems like, wait. Fuck. Studio Ghibli. Hold on, let me just Castle in the Sky, sorry, not Island in the Sky, Castle in the Sky. It doesn't have like this grandiose story, world building like Castle in the Sky or My Neighbor Totoro. It is basically just a separate dimension full of like anthropomorphic cats, and the main character gets pulled into that dimension and slowly transforms into a cat herself, but she doesn't want to be a cat, and she wants to get out of that world, and everyone has to help her except the king. The king is evil and doesn't want her to leave, because he wants to force her to marry the prince of the cat kingdom. So it's less my favorite, or my less my top four favorite movies pick, because of like the world building, and more because I just really like cats. I like the cats and I love the characters in that particular movie. I love the prince and I love everyone. Like I love what everyone does in that movie. Another really good movie is Spirited Away. That one is also an amazing movie. Not on the top 5 list. Actually, fuck it, no. I'm gonna put it on 5 because Spirited Away is also an amazing movie. Spirited Away, I'm gonna put on top 5 on the 5th place on my 5th top favorite movies. Spirited Away is also just amazing. It has a lot more grandiose story building or world building than The Cat Returns. The Cat Returns is a fairly short movie as well. I think it's like barely over an hour long, like an hour 10 minutes maybe, or an hour 20, something like that. Spirited Away is just also so beautiful and amazing, and I just really, really like that movie. I couldn't even tell you why right now. Not only am I like way too tired right now to go into in depth of like Spirited Away, because it's like a very like complicated movie, but also an amazing movie. She just like ends up in a magical world. Her parents are pigs, and she has to somehow find a way to get out of that world before she becomes a ghost or becomes like permanently a resident of that world, and her parents get slaughtered by the butcher because they transformed into pigs. But yeah, it's also just an amazing movie. Yeah. Thank you for the question. I love talking about movies, especially Life is Beautiful, because that is my favorite movie. Let's see. What type of music do you... Oh, sorry. Formable Sab asks, what type of music do you listen to? Can be artists, albums, songs, genres. 3. And there's also another question by Azwy or Azwy. Do you have a favorite piece of music? No. My favorite my type of music that I listen to is mostly everything. I don't really have a genre that I prefer over others. Oh wait, I do have genres that I prefer over others. Hard rock, alt rock, Eurobeat, jazz, J-pop, city pop, more city pop, not like J-pop in general, but city pop. Those are like my top 5 genres, not in any particular order. They're just my top 5. Hard rock, alt rock, jazz, Eurobeat, and city pop. Those are my top 5. Those I love listening to. I love listening to Masayoshi Takanaka for my city pop. Alt rock and hard rock. I love listening to Royal Republic. The Royal Republic is my absolute favorite band of all time. What else? For Eurobeat, I love listening to Go2, Ace, Fastway. But I also, love various artists in that genre as well. Jazz, I don't have a particular artist that I love, but it's just like, jazz in and of itself is just an amazing and really nice genre. I love Bayonetta, the Bayonetta soundtrack. That one has a lot of jazz in it. And I love like the very fast-paced jazz that's like fighting music and stuff. I love that. So yeah, that's like the type of music that I listen to. And my favorite piece of music is currently When I See You Dance with Another by Royal Republic. And if it wasn't that, it would be the latest album, Love Cop, song called Wow Wow Wow. Their titles are sometimes very silly, but yeah, Wow 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 would be my second choice if I couldn't choose When I See You Dance with Another. Yeah, that's my favorite piece of music. I absolutely love Royal Republic. They are my favorite band, and I don't think I would be the same person without them currently, because they're just so awesome. They're so fucking good, and I just love listening to them just casually whenever I can. Especially their newest album, Love Cop, is their best album as of yet. Their best song for me is When I See You Dance with Another. That one was in the Weekend Man album, I think. Was it? Or was it Club Majesty? No, it was a Weekend Man. It was in the Weekend Man album, When I See You Dance with Another. So that is my favorite song, but my favorite album is currently Love Cop, because that is just the most banger album I've ever fucking listened to. But yeah. There was a second part to Aswai's question. What is your favorite type of bread? For those who don't know, for those who are like from America and only have like Wonder Bread, like French toast, Germany has a wide, gigantic range of bread. I think the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry and the Food Ministry, they each recognize like over 2,000 types of bread that you can make. And honestly, my favorite bread is German bread rolls. German bread rolls with like, I don't know, like bologna on it is like fucking amazing. German bread rolls. They're like, I don't even know what they're made of. I would need to look that up, but they are so fucking good. And they're like the perfect snack too, because they're like, it's one bread roll that you can just eat. You know, it's not like a gigantic loaf of bread that you can like use, or not use, but a loaf of bread that, you know, can get stale because you don't eat it, don't eat all of it right away. But you know, German bread rolls, they're just so goddamn fucking good. Look up the word Brötchen or Semmel if you want to know what these look like. Semmel for Semmel. That's the Bavarian. I think that's the Bavarian, or is it the Berlin way of or the Berlin name for bread roll, for German bread rolls. I don't know. Semmel or Brötchen. Brötchen. Look those up. They are so fucking tasty, and you can just put anything on it. You know, it's our it's basically our French toast. Honestly, you can just put anything on it and it tastes good. You know, you can use it as a breakfast item. You can use it as a you can use it as a lunch item. You can use it as anything. As you can also use it for dinner, although dinner is usually regular rye bread. Germans love rye bread, by the way. Usually it's rye bread for the evening, for dinner. But yeah, German bread rolls are versatile. They're pretty much fit for everything. They're perfect for everything. Let's see. What else do we have? So we got that question. What is your favorite video game? That is actually the last question I'm seeing right now. Yeah. Asked by RTX underscore RTX underscore is underscore on. Their question is, what is your favorite video game? What is my favorite video game? My favorite video game is a tough one. That is a tough one because I really love Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2. I am a big Pokemon fan. So Pokemon Black and White 2, Gen 5 basically. That is my favorite Pokemon gen. I would need to go either A Hat in Time or Stardew Valley as my favorite games, or my favorite game. I love Pokemon to death. I love the franchise. I stopped caring after Sun and Moon. I mean, I hate the franchise after Sun and Moon because they kind of like fumbled the bag like really, really hard and fucked up really badly. So I love the franchise until Gen 6. Gen 7 is and everything after Gen 7 is just fucking dog shit, in my opinion. So everything until Gen 6 is really good. Everything until Gen 6, I would say, is my favorite franchise. Pokemon until Gen 6 is my favorite franchise. Yeah, but I would need to either go with Stardew Valley or Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a really, really fun platformer, and Stardew Valley is a really, really fun farming simulator, and I love both genres. And I think just because Stardew Valley is made by and maintained mostly by just one guy, I'm gonna need to go with Stardew Valley. It is such an impressive game, such a beautiful, pretty game, such a beautiful pixel art game. So yeah, Stardew Valley, I would need to set or say is my absolute favorite game. I love Stardew Valley. Subsequently, because some people might be interested in that, Sebastian is my husband. I loved Sebastian so fucking much. He is so hot, and he hates the city. Oh wait, no, he doesn't. He likes the city. He might want to move there, but at the same time, he doesn't, because you keep him there. You talk to him. You befriend him. You tell him that he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to move into the city. You know, he can stay here with you, either as your husband, or as your really good friend. And I love Sebastian. Oh my god, I want to have so much. Okay, yeah. Those were all the questions, and I am. Wait, no. I think there's one or two more questions that I forgot, or that I am almost forgetting. We have to go back on Discord for that, I think. Give me a moment to go to the channel here. And nope, never mind. That was it. Never mind. I am just a small little dumb fucking idiot that thought there were more questions, but there were no more questions. What the fuck am I talking about? What am I yapping about? I'm a big yapper, and I haven't tapped much this video, so I'm just going to say goodbye now. And I'm just gonna tap away. I'm just gonna tap a little bit more, and that'll be the end of the video. I am very happy that people cared enough to ask me questions, and I'm very happy that you could join in and listen to me rant on about my very interesting, totally not completely boring life. yeah, I wish you a good night.